Hi, it's Kelly, and we are back for episode 5. And I have no idea what we are going to talk about today. We have decided that we are really going to do real conversations with Kelly. And Heather has got some questions she's going to ask me, and I'm just going to give you answers that are right in the forefront. So I'm excited about it. And so here we go. Shoot.
All right. So wanted to do a little bit different tonight, mainly because we talk about having real conversations with Kelly. And I've been having real conversations with you for a very long time. And I thought, why not shoot from the hip and ask you a question? So here it is. How do you know if you have an addiction?
You go to give it up, and it keeps coming back. I know a lot of people have given up Facebook. They'll say, okay, I'm going off Facebook for 2 months. And they're not on Facebook for 2 months. And then they come back on Facebook and they post more than they've ever posted.
Yeah.
And because they feel like they're making up for lost time. And addiction, yeah, there are so, gosh, you could be addicted to alcohol. You could be addicted to buying cars. You could be addicted to shopping. Gosh, you can be addicted to anything. But if you notice that you are doing in excess and it is not allowing you to change, then when you step back and you say, "Oh, it's okay. I'm just going to have one more drink. I'm just going to go on Amazon and see if they have the dress that I've been looking at." And seriously, how many of you get a package, 2 packages, 3 packages, 10 packages at your front doorstep a week? Some of you get it per day. And your Alexa is going off because it's like, I know that little sound. That means that Amazon has just delivered.
It's crazy. The reason why I started thinking about this was I may not have had in my lifetime some of the addictions, like alcohol wasn't everything for me, or drugs or prescription pills. And it just started me thinking about the time that I Netflix, the time that I YouTube, the time that I binge pretty much on anything. And it just started me to really take a look at what it was that I was using that for. Because obviously, when you have an addiction, you're probably using it as a buffer for some feelings. So I always think about now, what are the feelings that I'm having that I'm choosing to buffer? And my addiction of choice is definitely usually a bag of popcorn or chips and or Netflix binge watching. And so I thought it would be great to really deep dive into it and how to start making the changes so that we don't go back on Facebook the next day or 3 days or 4 days and start looking at that nice little dress again, or in the grocery store looking down the snack aisle going, maybe just a little bit. Right? So talk to me about that. Come on, Kelly, real conversation.
You just diarrhea of the mouth, honey. And I'm just like, okay. Well, start maybe because it's in our genes. It's amazing what children will do to get the attention of people that they love. Just from my perspective, I feel like it is the only way that somebody can get attention to say, I either want to quit this and I need help, or don't bother me. I am happy the way I am and leave me alone.
So then we go back to feelings.
Right. And it's feelings. It's deep diving into what you feel about certain things. So you start drinking because you feel that that's the only way that you cannot think about the horrible things in your life. Don't know what that is. Is it that you never see your kids? Is it that your husband just asked for a divorce? I used to take food and oh my gosh, I had ice cream always in my freezer, always. Mm,
I
girl.
I always remember Oprah saying that it's never about the food. I will always remember that because really, truly, exactly what you said, it really is not ever about the food.
Mm-mm.
It's about what those feelings are. That first moment where you snap and you go, I'm going to go have some ice cream.
Yep.
What
But
were
we
you
see
first
it in the
thinking?
movies. We see it in the movies.
It's true.
Think about it. Like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. One of the movies where the girlfriend comes over, she sits on the couch and she goes, okay, I'm going to get the ice cream. I'm going in. You want some? And she brings back the gallon of ice cream and they both have spoons and they're eating their own tub of ice cream.
I think that's in many, many movies.
I
That
mean,
is,
it
it's
is.
the go to. It's the girl slumber party go to ice cream and chips.
Right. It's like, oh, so you're overeating again and you've gained a little weight, but you lost that 150 pounds or you lost that 50 pounds, but yet now something has caused you to binge eat and you feel bad and you're like, oh, well, you know, so what? I'm just going to, because it feels good.
Right.
We we go into the feeling of it feels good when really it's not feeling good. I started very early in my teens. I mean, I was a cheerleader and you know, I I watched all my peers. Hey, let's, get somebody to buy us some beer. Or let's do this or let's do EJ Brandy, you probably don't know anything about this because you did not
I
you did
didn't.
not live this.
No, I didn't live that. But I'm
Yes.
sure a lot of our viewers, they have to some form or
Yes,
another, for sure.
absolutely. And it smoking.
Mm.
Like picked up smoking when I was 14. 14. And getting people to buy me beer and waiting around the corner from the 7-Eleven so that they could bring it to us and we would hand them money. And it really, I thought that I was living the life. And it was so cool to be us. And, I mean, when I look back on it, yeah, it was fun, but it really wasn't that fun. It didn't take me somewhere.
You know what? So that goes back to the whole idea is we're doing these things for a reward. Back then, when you did that, what was the reward?
I had friends. I
Mm.
had friends that I wanted to be friends with. And I don't know, it gave me it made people not look at my grades at school.
Ah, there you go.
That's that
That's what you were
okay, so
hiding from. That's what you're hiding from.
that's the trueness right there. Is it made people look at me and think she is so cool. She is awesome. But yet they didn't know that I was flunking English and that I was barely getting through the debate team on DECA, or I was doing DECA and then the debate team, and I was doing a couple of things. But all that mattered to me was being a cheerleader, being popular, you know, making sure that I was being seen,
Mm.
being seen in the scene.
We're trying for things that please other people, the things that we're trying to find within ourselves that we feel we don't have. So we seek.
Right.
We seek after something that's going to fill that void. It's a crazy thing we do. So then, okay, here we are in our 50s. We're a lot more aware of ourselves. I think we like ourselves a lot more. I like myself a lot more. I am confident with who I am. And yet there's still some things that want to change. And one thing I was listening to the other day, they talked about how when you have these changes that you want to make, the changes start to talk back to you.
Yes.
Because guess what? They don't want to
Absolutely.
change. They're happy sitting on the couch every night and watching Netflix. And they're happy doing that. So then how do we deal with that?
Well,
How do we quiet? How do we make it go away and let
well,
change happen?
well.
Yes.
One of the things that I did, I quit drinking. I became
Mm,
present
mm.
in the moment. I am present with my friends when I'm with them. I am present with you right now. I'm present at work. I'm present. I mean, and being present is giving yourself a gift. It literally is giving yourself a gift. I never realized what I was missing until I was present in the moment. And I don't know how many of you really get present in the moment. I know some of you do. I've been around a lot of people, and I just love it when I engage with somebody and somebody will come up and try and get their attention, and they're still engaging with me eye to eye. And it is just about engage, release, connect.
Mm.
I keep going back to that. And it really is. It's deciding how you're going to engage with other people
With
or
yourself.
or with yourself. How are you going to engage with yourself? And then what do you need to release in order to really connect from your heart? What do you need? I mean, I just got chills. Completely got chills just talking about that. And I know that I did a podcast on it. I did an episode on it. And I think it was episode 2.
Mhm.
And it keeps coming up. So therefore, it is present in my life. It's more present in my life now than ever. I don't know whether I mentioned this or not, and I know Heather and I have talked a little bit about this, but I had a scare last year that really took me to really took me down to where I had to pick myself up. And I had to decide how I was going to engage, what I needed to release in order to get myself up and moving and out of my numbness, because that's where I go. I go into numbness.
Numbness, like
And
how? Explain that to me. Numbness, how? What does that look like to you?
mm,
You say you
if
go
I
numb.
if I come up against something that I really have not prepared myself for, I I literally just go blank. Like it's not even keel, it's just blank. It's like, did that really just happen to me? Wow. Well, that's what happened to me when I woke up. from my angiogram. And the doctor looked at me and said, I had to put a stent in your heart. And I was like, what?
Mhm.
You got to be kidding me. And it shocked me. It was almost like it was like I was in shock. The numbness is shock. That's what it is. And literally, I used Engage, Release, Connect without even knowing what I was doing. And as I was going through this and getting ready to start doing these episodes, I really was like, I have been doing this already. I've been doing it for over a year. And it's been moving me to this point because there's a lot of things that were in my life that needed to shift, needed to move from their position.
Do you want to share what
And
all those things were?
well, number one was alcohol. Number two was relying on food to cover up what I was feeling and to really feel into and release what it was that I was afraid of. What was I afraid of? Am I afraid that somebody's going to judge me? Maybe. Yeah, we're all afraid of that. But if I didn't take that risk, then I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
How easy
And
was it?
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was not easy. It was not easy at all. And I I literally say my prayers every night. I thank God that I have had the ability to do this because I've been wanting to do it for years. For years, I've had this intention. I've wanted to really talk about what I know, what I see. That's what I love. It's giving back. And you and I have talked about this for years. We're finally here.
We are. We are indeed finally here. Then I would love to leave people with a challenge to really sit down and make a list of everything and anything that could be considered an addiction in their life. Anything. Name them, count them, write them. Think about if you could give them up, because if you could give them up easily, it probably isn't an addiction. But if it would be really hard to give up, then the next step is to really deep dive into what it is that you're using it for. For you, you wanted to have friends. You wanted them to like you. You were covering up that you weren't doing well in school. And honestly, that probably followed you throughout your adult life.
I want to be here. I want to be
Exactly. Exactly. And wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to get to that low point in our life to be forced to make a change? Some of us are very close to being there where we are forced to make a change. Then let's do it ahead of time.
And that's where I got.
Yeah.
That's where I got. And I don't want to be forced to make a change. I want to keep making changes that are going to up my vibration.
Yeah.
Take me to the next level and allow me to be a guide for other people that are wanting to make changes and up their vibration. Everybody, when you want to be appreciated and you want to be noticed, it's upping your vibration. When you stop with that, then it takes it down. And you sit on the couch and you hang out with your cat.
So give me some tips. If you were to leave me with 3 tips of how to do it, besides a list, because I'm already going to make that list,
Right.
what are some 3 tips you would give me?
Exercise. Move your body. Move your body.
That's a great tip. Okay, first tip, move your body more.
Yes. And the second tip, look at what you put in your mouth. Look what you put in your mouth. The food, the alcohol, the drugs, whatever it is. What is it? What are you putting in your body that is taking you out of this world?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So just notice, what is it that is shifting you? And is it shifting you to up your vibration?
Ooh, so that probably leads into tip number 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we all want to up our vibration.
There's a way of upping your vibration, pausing and breathing.
Yes. I literally pause and I take a deep breath, big belly breath, yoga, deep belly breath. And then I just let it out. And if I have to let it out and scream or make noise or whatever that looks like, that just means that I have just let out what I don't want inside me. So remember, you're here. You are here to take that pause.
Okay, so there you have it. 3 tips. So please, yes, please comment. Give us comments. Let us know what
Yes.
you're going to be working on. What is it that you have
Absolutely.
really come to think in your life that you need to give up? What is it? Share. Let's build a community around that sharing.
Absolutely. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode. And have a great day.